What's going on, small group leaders? One, thank you for joining me in my car on this rainy Monday. I really just want to thank you for the way that you led with intentionality and trust last week at Switch. Here's the thing. What happened last week at Switch with as big a shift as it was does not happen without your buy-in. And truly, I think it highlights the level of leadership that we have and the way that you care for our students. And I'll say this all day, every day. What makes a great Switch is not the events that you throw. It's not how great the messages are. It's how intentional your leaders are and how intentional they choose to be in coming prepared in the night. And I heard from a lot of you how excited you were about the extra time that you got. And then at the same time, it's really even challenging you on how you're going to utilize that time, whether it's in the lobby or the time that's built in now to your small group. And I just want to kind of just address a couple of quick adjustments that we made or learned about on the way last week as we go into this week. And I think this will continue to happen, is we're going to tweak and tweak and tweak until we get the exact system that we want so that we can be as effective as possible in reaching our students. So I'm going to kind of start at the beginning of the night, hit both high school and middle school, and be as quick as I can because I want to honor your time, but then at the same time set you up for success going into Switch this week. So first things first, what we're gonna do with middle school check-in this week is we're actually gonna put some leaders over by the west doors, and then we're gonna stanchion off our high schoolers from being able to come into the middle of the lobby until about 6:40. And that's intentional because last week it was really hard to tell who is in middle school and who is in high school. And it was confusing for middle school to know, do I go in now or do I go out and play? Because it's different from what they've seen. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of, I don't know, like make it to where our middle schoolers can't escape anywhere but the auditorium. We're gonna force them through the doors of the auditorium so they know that that's exactly where they're going to go. Middle schoolers will be able to grab drinks, but not snacks until later in the night. And so at 6:40, once middle schoolers go into the auditorium, we will lift some stanchions for high schoolers to be able to spread out, go throughout the entire lobby. So about 10 minutes, high schoolers will be a little bit restricted in where they could go, but not really long. They're still gonna be able to play 9 square and things like that. And then what will happen for high schoolers is you will not see a countdown timer video anymore telling you, hey, this is when we line up. Really, that timeline of the countdown video is really hard to nail exactly when to start it. And so instead, what we're going to do is we're gonna have a slide that says line up for worship that's gonna pop up on the screens. Those of you who are high school leaders, when you see this, go ahead and yell, create energy. Hey, let's line up, let's line up. We don't really have a high five line anymore. And so instead, what we're going to do is we're going to create the energy as leaders, excited to worship alongside our students and to get them at the doors. If you have students that you see outside in the basketball courts, yell at them to come inside. That slide means there's about 3-ish minutes before doors are going to open. And then once those doors open, now high schoolers are going to come straight up to the stage. What I'm going to be, or whoever's on stage is going to be instructing middle schoolers to do from now on, is there's gonna be about a minute timer for our high schoolers to walk into the door that they see on the screen in the auditorium. That's about a minute for all the high schoolers to get up by the stage. When that countdown timer hits 0, the middle schoolers will then be able to stand up and go and plug in up by the stage where they want to. And the reason that we want to do this and create a space for the high schoolers to worship and get to the middle is because it sets the tone for our middle schoolers to see what it looks like to worship, what it looks like to engage. And I think that this is another reminder that I just want to say in here, get in the middle of worship. Do not kind of stand on the outside in the back of the crowd, but get alongside your students, both worship and also protect that time. That was something we did an okay job of last week. I want to encourage you to continue to press into that space of you are a leader. The name on the back of your shirt means leader. That means that we are all stewards of all of our students, not just those students that sit in our small group. So if we see students talking and we have to get onto them multiple times, I want to again give you permission. Grab another leader, walk that student outside and address with them why we don't talk in the middle of worship, why that's not something that we do. You are all empowered. You have my trust, my thumbs up, and even me pleading you. Protect our culture with that. You are our culture setters, no matter where you're at, no matter what you're doing. But we can redirect that quickly if we just jump on it and we worship alongside our students. The other thing that I wanted you to know is once worship ends, middle school, you're gonna come out again. We will not have snacks. That was a little bit of a distraction last week going into small group. So we'll not have snacks. We'll still have drinks set up, but we will not have snacks until your lobby time actually happens. So after small groups is when middle schoolers are going to get snacks. One of the things I wanna ideate with you guys, and I'm still trying to figure out, is I have some tension in that of, is that the right call to make, to not give our middle schoolers snacks until the end of the night? And I have some struggles with that. So you guys let me know what your thoughts are. Is that too long? Is that fine? I really don't know. This is one of those, never done this before, so I'm not sure what to think about it. And then for high schoolers, one of the things that I think a couple leaders had questions on is, can you go behind the curtains during small group time? If you guys will just help me pull the curtains once we go to small group time, whoever can just grab curtains and pull them back. Let's get both curtains pulled on both sides. And then that way we can spread out throughout the lobby and we can see everybody too. Those were all of the things that I could think of that were kind of going to impact the flow of the night and look different from last week. And then I wanted to update all of you small group leaders on this as well. No longer will you pick up your small group leader guides at check-in. When you check in, they will actually be waiting for you in your seats from now on, both middle school and high school. So you guys will walk in, and sitting in your seats everywhere will be the leader guides, and there will also be a lot of leader guides at the back of the room waiting for you if you need them. Say you sit in a different area and there's not enough in that area. Just want to let you know that that is something that we're going to adjust to, so that you don't have to worry about getting in there and saving seats or worrying about your students following along in the message. So that's a pivot that we're going to make as well. So those are all the things that I can think of that are different. One, thank you for watching this video, and thank you for helping just lead the way with intentionality. I want to again encourage you and even just highlight some of the specific wins that we had from last week. And it was all based around, I had more time with my students than I ever had. I had more opportunity to do highs and lows in the middle of lobby time because we had extra time, and then that let us just focus on the message. I heard about small group leaders who came prepared by setting the tone during that lobby time to really get to know students that they didn't always have time to get to spend with because maybe they don't talk as much in groups. Think differently than this time. You have permission to do whatever it takes to lead our students. And if it's gonna allow you to love our students better, you have my full permission to go for it, to chase that lion, and to be who you are, to be the leaders that you are. Continue to do this, and I'm so grateful to get to serve with you guys. Can't wait for Bad Advice Week 3. My good friend Colton is preaching this message, and it's gonna be tremendous. So love you guys, peace.